What's up, guys? It's Smith here from GamersHeroes.com. I've got a quick guide for you today in Manor Lords on understanding the mechanics and the value of the marketplace. This is my marketplace here. This playthrough is about 10 to 15 hours in, I think. I've sort of completed most of the objectives of the build-only mode. I'm in the build-only mode, but this should apply to the other mode as well. I've played a bit of that one. So the marketplace acts as your central distribution hub for all of the vital items that your families need in order to be happy and to allow you to grow. The core purpose of the marketplace, as well as keeping them alive with food, is to provide enough resources so that you can use upgrades. So you can get upgrades to your housing or your what they call burgage plots. I've never heard that term before this game. It's quite a strange one. And as you increase your burgage plots, you'll be able to increase your settlement level and then unlock development points. So the market is really vital. As I said, about 15 hours into this one, you don't need a huge market. You can see the space I've got here. It's relatively small. This is probably about 50-60% full, so I might need to expand at some point, but what I'm saying is you won't need a big one right at the very start. So what it does is it takes resources from certain buildings and places them in the marketplace. So we'll use some of the early buildings, for example, the Woodcutter's Lodge. Now the purpose of the Woodcutter's Lodge is they will cut down nearby trees for firewood, and then they will transport either the people there, or if you've got a nearby ox, they will transport it to a stall at the market, which is probably a firewood stall, and you can see some firewood and stuff there. So that works for pretty much all of the major resources that you're going to need. So fuel, firewood and charcoal will be taken here. All of the different food types will be taken here. And eventually, once you've got the clothing bits will be taken here as well. Now, the importance of the market is the fact that it has a limited range. Now, if we look here real quick and look at the food variety, you can see here I clearly have large stockpiles of 3 different food types: eggs, vegetables, and meat. So you would think that all of my houses would benefit from having 3 different food types, which is what's required to upgrade to level 2, I think. So you can see here, this one's getting 3 level food. Perfect. All good. However, if I look again and you look at some of the more distant houses, so up there in the northeast, look at this house up here. You can see that one is not getting the same amount of food. It's only got 2-star food quality. Now, the reason for this is because the market is limited on influence based on where it's placed and how far your burgage plots are away. So the way I see it, if you live close to a shop and you go in there regularly, you're going to get more of the stock. If you live far enough away, when you get there, they're not going to have the same supply. So you need to have a much bigger surplus in order for these houses to get them. So you will be able to upgrade them eventually, but you need a much, much bigger surplus. And I think some of them, these ones up here specifically, might not be upgradable at all, depending on how far away they are. So when you build your market, try and build it a bit more centralized. So for example, my pasture's no use here in terms of location. I could put this pasture anywhere in the game and it would be fine. If I'd had all these houses up here, down here instead, they would benefit more from the market. So that would have been a smarter way to put it. I'm going to go into a video on the best way to build stuff because there's a lot of intricacies like that in the game that's going to save you a lot of time. But I just wanted to go over the market for this one. And just touching on some of the stuff real quick. So if you do have these issues here where it's saying, you don't have enough food types and that kind of stuff, it's either because it's too far away or you don't have a large enough variety. So for example, if you take away all the meat and I had 57 eggs, 57 vegetables and 6 berries, 6 berries is not enough for each house to have a berry. So it wouldn't work for everybody. If you can see here, look at these bottom houses in the bottom left, these ones down here, and then this one up here, and you can actually see where the berries are allocated. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 berries on 6 houses. So you need at least 1 bit for each house in your area. So I don't know if I can see now. I can't see any more for this. So that's basically how it works. It's important to keep your market centralized. Stalls and that are all created automatically. When you assign someone to any facility where they will create stuff, they also, the Weaver's Workshop, you can see here, these guys are all on markets. So the idea is to get fuel from fuel things. So firewood, as I said before, food is depending on your region, and then clothing. The quickest way to get clothing is just to get sheep up there and put some yarn on there. Yarn counts, and then you can make that into clothes and that a bit later, but that's more advanced stuff I'll get into another video. So guys, nice and quick, nice and easy. Get when you get back to the game. If you've got any questions on the marketplace, do post below and I'll help you out, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care now.